Good day, everyone. This video is all about Chapter 4, Review on Productivity Tools. In this module, we will discuss the three of the most famous and widely used Microsoft Office applications: the Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and the Microsoft PowerPoint. These tools are essential for productivity in school, work, and business. Now, let's dive in and refresh our knowledge of these powerful tools. Before we formally begin in our discussion, let me introduce to you first myself and my members. I am Crystal J. Danyola, the leader of Group 4, and I will be discussing to you the Microsoft Word. The Microsoft Excel will be discussed to you by Lisette Padilla, Myla Azor, and Jamaica Kakal. And lastly, the Microsoft PowerPoint will be discussed to you by Princess Darius Patricia. These are our learning objectives. By the end of this, we will be able to identify the different parts of Microsoft Word and put text with different format and alignment, create a sample worksheet using MS Excel, execute basic computation with an if function, insert tables, charts, or graphs, define presentation software, plan an effective presentation, select appropriate slide layout, color schemes, backgrounds, and design templates. Display the presentation in different ways. And lastly, apply the different text basics and the design tip. Office productivity software includes programs that help with common work tasks like writing documents, making spreadsheets, creating presentations, and organizing content. These tools are useful in almost every type of job. First, let's focus on the Microsoft Word. When we say Microsoft Word, it is a word processing software developed by Microsoft. It is used to create documents, edit documents, format documents, and print documents. Common document types include letters, reports, resumes, and other more. And I know that this is not new to you anymore because you maybe already used it in your academic or work. And we can't deny the fact that this is very useful to us. Now let's move on to the different parts of the Microsoft Word. First is the File tab. What is File tab and what we will see if we click it? The File tab in the Microsoft Office is like the control center of the application. When you click it, it opens the Backstage view where you can create a new file, open existing file, save or save as, print your document, share or export, and access settings and options. Think of it as this is a main menu where you can manage your files instead of editing them. Second is the Quick Access toolbar. It is usually located at the top left corner of the window and can be customized by adding or removing buttons based on what you use the most. Think of it like it is the shortcut bar to make your work easier and faster. Now let's move on to the ribbon. When we say ribbon, it is a toolbar at the top that contains all the commands that you need, and it has three parts: the tabs, groups, and commands. When we say tabs, it is the main categories. It includes the home, insert, design, layout, and other more that you can see here. However, when we say group, it is the sections within a tab. For example, under the Home tab, we can see the font, paragraphs, styles, and other more. Third is the command. When we say command, it is the actual button that you can click. For example, under the group of font, you can click the letter V to bold the text, or the letter I to make it italicized, or the letter U to make it underlined. Next is the title bar. The title bar can be found at the top center of the window. It displays the name of the document and the program you're using. For example, Document 1, Microsoft Word. Second is the rulers. When we say rulers, it help you control the layout of the document. And it includes horizontal ruler and vertical ruler. When we say horizontal ruler, it is a ruler below the ribbon. It can be used to adjust margins, indents, and tab stops. While vertical ruler, it is on the left side of the window, helps in aligning text and objects vertically. Think of it that rulers like a measuring tool for your document. Next is the help or the help icon. It is a built-in guide in Word that provides tutorials and answers to your questions about using the software. Just click it whenever you need assistance. Next is the zoom control. It is a slider that lets you zoom in or zoom out your document. It can be found at the bottom right of the window. Um, you can zoom in for closer view and zoom out for wider view. You can also use the plus and minus buttons to adjust the zoom level. And also the view buttons. It is located next to the zoom control. These buttons let you change how your document looks. And print layout, this shows how your document will look when printed. In full screen reading, it provides a distraction-free full screen view. Web layout, it displays the document as it would appear in a web browser. Outline view, it helps you organize and work with document outlines. Draft view, that is a simplified view for easy editing or to hide headers or footers. These tools help you navigate, edit, and view your document the way you want it to. Next is the document area. The document area is the main workspace where you can type your text. The flashing vertical bar or the insertion point shows where your text will appear when you type. Next is the status bar. The status bar is located at the bottom of the window and it displays useful information like the page count, word count, and the language. You can right click on it to customize what you want to appear. Next is the dialog box launcher. It is a tiny arrow in the lower right corner of some groups on the ribbon. Clicking it opens a detailed settings window for more options. These features help you type, track document details, and access more settings quickly. Now it is the backstage view. What is the backstage view? Backstage view is the main control center where you can manage your documents instead of editing them. It was introduced in Word 2010 and allows you to create a new document, open recent or saved document, save or save as, print documents, share and export files, access Word settings. How to access Backstage View? Simply click the File tab in the upper left corner of the ribbon. If no document is open, you'll see a list of recent open documents. Think of it as it is the behind the scene area where you can handle everything related to your. When you click the File tab while a document is open, the Backstage view will display the three main columns. In the first column, it contains the options like Save, Open, Print, Share, and Options, while in second column, it shows the details on the selected option. For example, the print settings, the file locations, and on the third column, it displays specific actions or previews. For example, are the document properties, print preview, and this layout, it helps you to manage, print, and customize your document efficiently. As I said earlier, when you click the File tab, the first column of the Backstage view, It provides the different options for managing your document. First is save. It is where save changes to the current document. If it's new, a dialog box will ask for a name. Second is the save as. It's let you save the document with a new name or format. Third is open. It opens an existing document. Close, when you click it, it closes the current document but keeps the word open. Fifth, info. When you click it, it shows details about the document. Example is the size, last modified, or the permissions. Six is the recent. Recent shows the least recently opened documents for quick access. Next is new. When you click it, it creates a new document. Eight is the print. It opens print setting and a preview of your document. Ninth is the save and send. When you click it, it saves the document and provides sharing options. For example, is through email, online storage, and so on and so forth. Tenth is the help. When you click it, it opens Word's help section for guidance. Next is the options. When you click it, it allows customization of word settings. For example, its theme, its language, its autocorrect setting, and so on and so forth. And lastly is exit, wherein when you click it, it closes the word completely. These options help you manage, save, print, and customize your document easily. Now let's move on how to format text. First is we will be focusing on how to change the font in Word. Word default font is Calibri, but you can easily change it by following this step. First is select the text you want to modify. Go to Home tab on the ribbon. Click the drop-down arrow in the font box and then choose a font from the list. For example, Arial, Times New Roman, and others. This selected text will now appear in the new font style. Now let's move on how to change the font size. First, select the text you want to modify. Go to Home tab on the ribbon. Click the drop-down arrow in the font size box and choose the desired size. For example, you want size 8, size 9, size 10, size 11, and so on and so forth. And also, if you want to um, make the size of the font larger, you can also click this one. And also if you want to minimize the font size, you can also click this button. Also on how to change font color. First is to select the message you want to modify. Go to Home tab on the ribbon, click the drop down in the font color box and choose a color from the menu. The text will now appear in a selected color. Now let's move on how to make the text bold, italize, and underline. First is on how to make the text bold. First is you will select the text you want to modify or you want to be bolded. Second is go to Home tab on the ribbon. Click the bold or letter B button and the font group, or you can use the shortcut key, which is you will just press Ctrl together with B on the keyboard. Um, for italic or italize, you will just select the text you want to modify, go to Home tab on the ribbon, click the italic or I button in the font group, or you can just also use the shortcut key, which is you will press the Control plus Control together with the letter I on the keyboard. On how to underline the text, you will just select the text you want to modify. Go to the Home tab on the ribbon, click the underline or the letter U button in the font group, or you can just use the shortcut key, which is you will be going to press Ctrl together with U on the keyboard. These shortcuts make formatting text faster and easier. Now let's move on how to align text. First is you need to select the text or paragraph you want to modify. Go to Home tab on the ribbon and click the desired alignment button in the paragraph group. For example, you want the paragraph left aligned or the text left aligned, we will just click this button. However, if you want to make it center aligned, you can just click this. And if you want the letter or the text right aligned, you can just click this on the paragraph group. And also, if you want to justify the text or the paragraph, you can also click this. Or for shortcut keys, you can press, if you want the text or the paragraph left aligned, you can just press the Control together with letter L in your keyboard to make the text align on the left. However, for the center aligned text, you can just press Control together with it um, to make the text on the center. On the right aligned, you can just press the Control together with R to make the text right aligned. And if you want to justify your text, you can just also press Control together with J to make your text align evenly on both left and right margins. Now let's move on the bullet list and numbered style. In creating, first let's focus on creating a bullet list from existing text. First is you only need to select the text you want to modify. Go to Home tab on the ribbon, click the drop down arrow in the bullet box under the paragraph group, and choose the bullet style from the list. Second, on creating a numbered list from existing text. Likewise, on the bullet list, you just need to select the text you want to modify. Go to Home tab on the ribbon, click the drop-down arrow in the numbering box under the paragraph group also, and choose the numbering style. If it's number that is 1, 2, 3, or the Roman numerals, and so on and so forth. And also in creating a bullet or numbered list while typing, you can just go to Home tab and click the bullets or numbering box, select a list type, start typing your list, and press enter to add a new bullet or number. These tools help us to organize steps, lists, and key points clearly. Now let's move on how to format pages by adding header or footer, page numbers, or um, insert page break. First, let's focus on adding a header or footer. Uh, if you want to add a header or footer, just click the Insert tab on the ribbon. Click Header or Footer in the header and footer group. Choose the style from the list and type the information you want. For example, its date, the title, or the author. For adding page numbers, just click the Insert tab also on the ribbon. Click the page number in the header and footer group. Select where you want the page number. If it's on the top, the bottom, on the margin, or in its current position, and choose a style from the options. For inserting a page break, when we say page break, it tells the printing device where to end. Or it is when we say page break, it tells where to start a new page. First, if you want to insert a page break, you need to place the cursor before the text that should appear on the next page. Click the Insert tab on the ribbon. Click the page break and the page group. These tools help us to improve document organization and layout. Let's now move on to the tables. If we want to insert tables, just click the Insert tab on the ribbon, click the Table button in the Tables group, hover your mouse over the grid to select the desired number of rows or columns, and click to insert the table in your document. To apply a style, click on the table and choose Built-in Table Style from the Table Design tab. In deleting a table, just click anywhere inside the table you want to delete. Click the Layout tab under the Table Tools. Click Delete to delete table. Um, Tables are very useful in organizing and present data neatly. And also merging cells in a table. When we say merging, from the word merge, which is to combine. When we say merging cells, it is used to combine multiple cells into one. To merge cell, just click inside the first cell you want to merge, hold the shift key and click on the other cells you want to merge. Click the Layout tab under the Table Tools. Click Merge Cells to combine the selected cells. For splitting cells, or the other way around of merging cells, or the what we call the splitting or dividing. When we say splitting cells, it is used to divide one cell into multiple rows or columns. If merge, it is to combine. If split, it is to divide. In order for us to split cells, we need to click inside the cell you want to split. Click the Layout tab under Table Tools. Click Split Tools to open dialog box. Enter the number of rows and columns you want, and then click OK to apply the changes. This feature helps to customize table layouts for better data organization. And lastly, in using graphics, in order for us to insert image, you just only need to click where you want to place the image in your document. Click the Insert tab, click Pictures in the Illustration group, and select an image from your computer and click Insert. In adding word art, you only need to click where you want to insert word art. Click the Insert tab, click the word art in the text group. A gallery of styles will appear. Select a word art style and type your text. Use shapes, styles, and word art styles to customize the appearance. These features help you make document visually appealing and
So, good day everyone. My name is Gisette Padilla and I'll be discussing the Microsoft Excel. So, the part 1 is the overview of Microsoft Excel. And what is spreadsheet and MS Excel? A spreadsheet is a computer application designed for organizing, analyzing, and storing data in a tabular format. It's essentially a digital version of a paper accounting worksheet, but with far greater capabilities. The program operates on data entered into individual cells, arranged in rows and columns. Each cell can contain numerical or text data or the results of formulas that automatically calculate value based on the other cells' contents. So these are the uses of spreadsheet programs. Spreadsheet programs are powerful tools that can be used for a wide range of tasks, making them essential for individuals, businesses, and researchers. So, for example, in school, students could use a spreadsheet to organize study notes, track grades, and create a budget. And the one is the small business, or business owners should use a spreadsheet to track inventory levels, manage customers, orders, and analyze sales data. In the researcher, they might use a spreadsheet to analyze data from experiments, generate reports, and create visualizations. So, Excel window parts and functions. These are the Excel window parts and functions. First one is the active cell indicator. The active cell indicator is the tick border that highlights the currently selected cell in a spreadsheet program like Microsoft Excel. It helps you quickly identify which cell you're working with, allowing you to enter data, apply formatting, or perform calculations. So next one is the collapse the ribbon button. So the collapse ribbon button. The collapse ribbon button that allows you to minimize the ribbon. The toolbar at the top of the window containing various commands and options. Collapsing the ribbon hides the individual command groups, leaving only the tab names visible. This frees up screen space, providing a large view of your document and or spreadsheet. The next one is the column letters. In spreadsheet programs like Microsoft Excel, the column letters refers to the vertical label used to identify each column. Now is the file button. This file button or this tab provides access to Backstage View where you can manage files, open or save workbooks, print, and perform other file-related operations. The next one is the formula bar. This bar positioned above the worksheet allows you to view, enter, or edit the content of the active cell, including formulas. The next one is the horizontal scroll bar. A horizontal scroll bar is a graphical element found in many software applications. This allows you to view content that extend beyond the width of the display window. It's a thin bar that typically appears at the bottom of a window. So the next one is the macro recording indicators. So based on the provided web page, macro recorders often use a sidebar or a dedicated window to display the actions being recorded in real time. This acts as a visual indicator. So now is the name box. Name box located to the left of the formula bar. This box displays the addresses or cell reference of the currently selected cell. Number 9 is the new sheet button. Allows you to quickly add a new blank worksheet to your existing workbook. It's typically represented by a plus symbol or a similar icon, usually located at the button or at the bottom of the workbook window near the exiting sheet tabs. Next is the page view button. Allows you to switch between different viewing modes for your document. It's typically represented by an icon depicting a page or a document layout. The next one is the quick access toolbar. Located at the top left, this customizable toolbar displays frequently used commands for quick access. You can add or remove commands based on your references. So the next is the ribbon. The ribbon is a horizontal toolbar below the title bar organized into tabs. These tabs are the Home, Insert, Page, Layout, Formulas, Data, Review, and View. Each tab contains group of related commands. In the Tell Me What You Want to Do is, instead of searching through the Insert menu, you can simply type Insert Table in the Tell Me What You Want to Do box. The feature will suggest the Insert Table command and you can click on it to insert a table into your document. So now, let us move on to the username. A A username is a unique identifier that you choose to distinguish yourself online. It's like your digital name used to access various online services and platforms. The next one is the ribbon display option. Control how the ribbon, the bar at the top containing commands, is shown on your screen. These options allow you to customize the ribbon's visibility to optimize your workspace and workflow. Next is the row numbers. Row numbers are the horizontal labels used to identify each row. They are used to create unique addresses for cells within the spreadsheet. The next one is the sheet tabs, located at the bottom of the window. These tabs allows you to switch between different worksheets within the same workbook. You can add or delete sheets as needed. The next one is the sheet tabs scroll buttons. Sheet tab scroll buttons refers to the small arrows that appear on the left or right side of the sheet tab bar in spreadsheet programs like Microsoft Excel. These buttons are used to navigate through a large number of sheet tabs when they don't all fit on the screen at once. So the next one is the status bar. At the bottom of the window, this bar displays information about the worksheet's status, such as the current cell mode or calculation mode and other useful details. So next is the tab list. The tab list is a crucial element of organizing and managing data within a book or a workbook. Within a workbook, it allows you to easily navigate between different sheets, view their contents, and work on them independently. Next one is the title bar. It is situated at the top of the window. This bar displays the name of the currently active workbook. Next is the vertical scroll bar. A vertical scroll bar is a graphical element that appears on the side of a window of web page, allowing you to view content that extends beyond the visible area. It's typically located on the right side of the screen. The next one is the window close button. The window close button is a graphical user interface or GUI element used to terminate a program without an application. Its appearance and location vary slightly depending on the operating system and programs, but it's generally recognized by its X shape. Next is the window maximize or restore button. The window maximize or restore button is a graphical user interface or GUI elements that allows you to control the size of a window on your computer screen. Its appearance and function change depending on whether the window is currently maximized or not. The next is window minimize button. The window minimize button is also a feature in graphical user interface or GUI operating system that allows you to temporarily hide a window without closing the associated application. It's also known as the minimize box, collapse box, or minimize button. So the last one is the zoom control, usually found in the bottom right corner. This control allows you to adjust the zoom level of the worksheet for better viewing. So now let us move on to the closing workbook. First step is click File tab, then click Menu or press Ctrl F or press Ctrl W, opening an existing workbook. When MS Excel is loaded for first time, first click desired file on the recent file list or click Open Other Workbooks menu. Locate your file, then click Open button. When MS Excel is already loaded. Click File tab, then click Browse button, and next is Locate your file, then click Open button. In the Using File Explorer, click File Explorer button on the taskbar or press Ctrl plus E. So, Excel Worksheet Components. MS Excel 2016 worksheet includes 1,048,576 rows, 16,384 columns, and 17,179,869,184 cells. An Excel worksheet is like a digital grid when you organize and work with data. It's made up of several key components. So these are the several key components of MS Excel or the worksheet components. The first one is the formula bar. Formula bar is located below the ribbon. This area displays the contents of the active cell. It can also be used for entering or editing data and formulas. The next one is the Insert Icon dialog box, located to the left of the formula bar. It helps the user identify the implement functions, a type of formula that performs specialized and group calculations. The next one is the name box displays. The name box display is located to the left of the formula bar. The cell reference or the name of the active cell is the name box displays. A worksheet is a single page in an Excel workbook. By default, there is one worksheet in an Excel 2016 file. The tab at the bottom of a worksheet tells you the name of the worksheet. Like sheet 1, sheet 2, etc. Renaming a worksheet or changing the tab color can make it easier to keep track of data in large spreadsheet file. Adding additional worksheets can be done by clicking on the Add Sheet icon next to the Sheet tab at the bottom of the screen, or you can press Shift plus F4 to add a new worksheet. Switching between worksheets can be done by clicking on the tab of the sheet you wish to access or by using the keyboard shortcuts to change between worksheets. Each worksheet is divided into rows and columns. Rows run horizontally in a worksheet and are identified by numbers in the row header. Columns run vertically and identified by letters in the column header. A cell is the intersection point of a vertical column and a horizontal row. Data entered in a worksheet is stored in a cell. Each cell can hold only one piece of the data at a time. Each cell in the worksheet can be identified by a cell reference, which is a combination of letters and numbers such as A1, F456, or AA34. The active cell is recognized by its black outline. Data is always entered in the active cell. Different cells can be made active by clicking on them with the mouse or by using the arrow keys on the keyboard. The status bar runs horizontally along the bottom of screen and can be customized to display several operations, which give the user information about the current worksheet. Data the worksheet contains and even the user's keyboard, such as whether the caps lock, scroll lock, and num lock keys are turn on or off. Located in the bottom right corner of the Excel screen, the zoom slider is used to change the magnification of a worksheet by dragging the slider box back and forth, or by clicking the zoom out or the zoom in button located at either end of the slider. Now let's move on to the MS Excel ribbon tab. It's a horizontal bar located at the top of the Excel window, designed to provide easy access to all the commands and features within a program. The next one is the File tab. The File tab in Microsoft Excel is like the backstage area of the program. It's where you go to perform tasks that don't involve directly working with your data. So next one is the last one of my report is the Home tab. The Home tab in Microsoft Excel is like the central hub central hub for basic formatting, editing, and cell manipulation tasks. It's the first tab you'll likely use when working with your data. So, this is the key features of the Home tab. The first one is the clipboard. The clipboard contains commands like cut, copy, paste, and paste especially, or paste special. Now, the next is the font. Allows you to change font type, size, color, bold, italics, underline, and more. Now is the alignment. This tab controls how text and numbers are aligned within cells, left, center, or right, or justified. Now is the number. Formats numbers as currency, percentage, dates, and more. Next one is the styles. Applies predefined formatting styles to cell and data. Next is the cells. Provides options for merging cells, inserting or deleting rows and columns, and adjusting cell size. The last one is the editing. Includes commands like find and replace, clear contents, and sort of filters. Think of the home tabs as your go-to destination of the most common tasks you'll perform when working with spreadsheet in Excel. So that's all, and thank you for listening my report.
Good day everyone, my topic is all about File tab. File tab in Excel is the first tab in the ribbon and provides options related to managing files and accessing Excel options. And here are the different sections that we see in File tab. So number 1 is Info. Info displays file information such as file, size, author, and creation date. The next one is Recent. Lists recently open files for quick access. Number 3, New, creates a new Excel workbook. Number 4, Open. Here, we open an existing Excel files. Number 5, Save, saves the current workbook. And Save As, saves the current workbook with a different name or location. Number 7, Print, prints the current workbook. Number 8, Share, shares the workbook with others via email or online platforms. Number 9, Export, exports the workbook to other file formats such as PDF or CSV. And number 10, Close, closes the current workbook. Number 11, Account, displays account information and manage connected devices or services. Number 12, Options. Open the Excel Options dialog box where you can customize Excel. And the next topic is Home tab. So here are the Home tab groups in Excel. So number 1 is Clipboard. These groups is primarily used to cut, copy, and paste. So for cutting, you can use Ctrl plus X. For copying, you can use Ctrl plus C, and to paste is Ctrl plus B. So number 2 is font. This feature you can use to customize text, choose font type, and select font size, and apply bold, italic, or underline. So number 3 is alignment. This feature, you can arrange text, top alignment, middle alignment, and bottom alignment. So number 4 is number. Format number. Choose number format. Example for this feature is date, time, currency, and set decimal places. Apply formatting options. And number 5 is styles. This is an interesting addition to Excel. So number 6 is this groups is used to modify the cell, its height and width, and etc. And the last one is editing. This group within the Home tab is useful for editing data on Excel sheet. The next one is Insert tab. Insert tab contain commands most commonly associated with adding something to the workbook or adding various elements to their worksheets. So here are the features of Insert tabs. Number 1 is tables. Table. This groups enables to create and manage tables within their worksheets. It is used for creating tables to organize and analyze data, using pivot tables to summarize and analyze complex data, and filtering and formatting data within tables. So number 2, illustrations. These groups provides a way to insert pictures, shapes, and or artwork into Excel. So inserting pictures from files or online source, using shapes such as squares, circles, and arrows, creating smart art graphics like list, organizational chart, and Venn diagrams, capturing screenshots of open programs. And number 3 is apps. This group allows users to integrate apps into their Excel experience. Inserting existing apps into worksheets, purchasing new apps from store section, using apps like Bing Maps to visualize location data, and transforming data with People Data app. So number 4 is charts. This is one of the most useful features in Excel. Recommended charts, allowing Excel to suggest the best chart type and various chart types, pie charts, line charts, column charts, and more. Customizing charts to suit specific needs. So number 5 is spark lines. So this feature are mini charts that are made on the number data and can be displayed with these cells. And number 6 is filters. This groups provides option for filtering data. And the first one is a slicer, visual filtering of 4 tables and pivot tables. Number 2 is timeline filter, interactive date filtering. So number 7 is hyperlink. These features allows users to create links to external URLs or files. Creating hyperlinks for navigation, linking to external resources. So number 8 is text. This group is used for formatting and adding text elements. Header and footer creation, wood art styling, and signature line creation. And number 9 is symbols. These groups provides access to special characters and mathematical equations. Equations editor, symbol insertion for special characters. So the Insert tab is a versatile tool that enables users to enhance their worksheets with various elements from tables and charts to images and text, and by exploring these features, users can create more managing, informative, and interactive Excel worksheets. And the next one is Page Layout tab. Page Layout tab in Excel is used for or to control the layout and appearance of your worksheet. And here are the subgroups and features of Page Layout tab. So number one is Themes. Themes change the visual style of your Excel workbook by selecting from various themes, customize colors, fonts, and effect to suit your needs. So number two is Page Setup. Prepare your worksheet for printing by adjusting margins, orientation, paper size, print area, page breaks, background images, or print titles. So number three is scale to fit. Adjust the print out size by scaling to a percentage of the original size, shrinking width and height to fit a specific number of pages. And number four, sheet options. It control printing options, print grid lines, and print row and column headers. And number five is arrange, manage object inserted in Excel, bring forward or send backward, align objects, group objects, and rotate objects. The page layout tab helps you to prepare your Excel worksheets for printing and presentation, making it easier to share your work with your workmates or others. And next one is Formulas tab. So Formulas tab in Excel is a powerful tool that helps you to work with formulas and functions. And here are the different groups and features in Formulas tab. So number one is Function Library. This group contains a wide range of formulas and functions organized into categories like financial function, logical function, date and time, lookup and reference, math and trigonometry, and other functions. So you can also use the insert functions feature to easily add functions to your cells. And number two is define names. These features allows you to assign names to cells or ranges, making it easier to reference them in formulas. This is especially useful when working with large worksheets. And the next one is formula auditing. This feature helps you to track and debug formulas by tracing precedents, where the data comes from, showing dependence, which cells rely on the current cell, displaying formulas instead of values to help with debugging, using the watch window to monitor cells values as you update formulas. And the last one is calculations. This feature controls how Excel calculates formulas. By default, calculations are automatic, but you can also set it to manual if needed. So the Formulas tab is an essential tool for anyone working with Excel formulas. It provides a wide range of functions, help with formulas management and debugging, and gives you control over calculations. And the next topic is all about Data tab. Data tab in Excel is a powerful tool that helps you manage and analyze data from various sources. So number one, get external data. This option is used to import external data from various sources like Access, Web, Text, SQL Server, or XML. So number two is Power Query, an advanced feature to combine data from multiple sources, transform and format data, and present data in a desired format. So number three is Connection. Manage external data connection, repress data from external sources and display and edit external links. So number 4 is sort and filter. This feature can be used to sort the data from A to Z or Z to Z, and also you can filter the data using the drop-down menus. And the next one is Review tab. Review tab in Excel is helpful tool that assists with text-related tasks, collaboration, and tracking changes. And here are the features of Review tab. So number 1 is proofing. Improve text accuracy and quality with spell checking. Thesaurus for finding alternative words. Research button for accessing dictionaries, encyclopedias, and more. So number 2 is language. Translate text in your Excel sheets from one language to another. And number 3 is comments. Add notes to cells to explain calculation or assumptions, provide context or clarification, and collaborate with others. And the number 4 is changes. So if you want to keep track of the changes that you are made, then you can use track change option here. And changes, you can track the managed changes made to your Excel sheet. So track changes, record all changes made to that sheet, and protect worksheet or workbook. Add a password to prevent unauthorized changes. So the review tab is essential for ensuring accuracy, clarity, and collaboration in your Excel worksheets.
Hello everyone, I'm Jamaica Kapal, and now we're going to learn how to insert, rename, move, delete, and copy a worksheet. But first, what is worksheet? A worksheet is a collection of cells where you keep and manipulate the data. Each Excel workbook can contain multiple worksheets. To select a worksheet, when you open an Excel workbook, Excel automatically selects Sheet 1 for you. The name of the worksheet appears on its Sheet tab at the bottom of the document window. So let's start with learning how to insert a worksheet. So first that you can use to insert a worksheet is by clicking on the plus icon. Once you click on the plus icon, a new sheet gets added. But you can use the shortcut Shift and F11, so that would also insert a new sheet. Next is how to rename a worksheet. You can just double click and rename it. Let's say we want to rename the sheet 1 into Sales 2016, like the example, and press enter to save it. And you can also right click on the sheet, name, click rename, and type Sales 2016. And that's how to rename a worksheet. And next, how to move a worksheet. First, drag and drop. Click, hold, and drag the sheet to have a new position. Or second, right-click menu, right-click the tab, select move or copy, choose the destination, and click OK. And that's how you move a worksheet. The easy way how to delete your worksheet is you select a worksheet you want to delete and right-click. Click on the delete option, and that would delete your worksheet. And lastly, how to copy a worksheet. You need to select the sheet, right-click, click on move, and create a copy, and move it to the end and click OK. Knowing how to manage worksheet tabs is essential for organizing data, improving efficiency, and reducing errors. It allows users to separate information, making navigation and analysis easier. Well-structured worksheets enhance productivity, save time, and prevent accidental data loss. Understanding how to insert, rename, move, delete, and copy worksheet tabs ensures better efficiency when working with spreadsheets. And next, the Excel vocabularies. Number 1 is active cell.
The cell in your worksheet that has been selected, it will have bolded guidelines around it. The currently selected cell in a worksheet outlined with a thick border. For example, if you click on cell B2, it becomes the active cell. And number 2, the autofill, a feature that allows you to quickly apply the contents of one cell to another cell or range of cells selected. Autofill is feature in MS Excel that allows you to quickly copy and extend data or formulas from one cell to a range of cells. It works by dragging the fill handle a small square at the bottom right corner of the selected cell over adjacent cell. For example, type Monday in cell A1. Click on A1 and drag the fill handle down. Excel will autofill the days like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and so on. And number 3 is AutoSum, a function that automatically identifies and adds ranges of cells in your worksheet, or it saves time by detecting the numbers and inserting the sum formula for you. And the number 4 is cell, the rectangular shape area on a worksheet that is created by the intersection of columns and rows. Or a cell is a small rectangular box in an Excel worksheet where you enter data. It is formed at the intersection of a column, lettered A, B, C, and so on, and row numbered 1, 2, 3, and so on. For example, the cell in column B and row 3 is called B3. You can enter numbers, text, or formulas in a cell. For number 5, cell address, the name of the cell is determined by the name, the row, and the column intersected. For example, the cell in column A and row 8 is called A8. The cell in column C and row 5 is called C5. You can use the cell address in formulas to perform calculations. For number 6, the cell grid, the lines on your worksheet that separate the columns and rows. The cell grid consists of the light gray lines that separate cells, columns, and rows in an Excel worksheet. These lines help organize data visually. For example, when you open a new Excel sheet, you see a grid of small rectangles. These are cells separated by the cell grid. The grid lines disappear when you apply a fill color to a cell but can be turned back from the View tab. Number 7 is the column. In a worksheet, the vertical spaces with headings A, B, C, and so on. A column is a vertical set of cells in an Excel worksheet, labeled with letters A, B, C, and etc. For example, column B includes all the cells in the second vertical section. And for the number 8, drag. When you move the mouse while holding down and mouse button, usually the left, to select a range of cells. To drag means to click and hold the mouse button while moving the cursor to select multiple cells. For example, click on A1, hold the left mouse button, and move down to A5 to select A1 to A5. And the number 9 is file, a document that is stored on your computer. In Excel, a file is also known as workbook. A file in Excel is called a workbook, which contains one or more worksheets. For example, sales report. In an Excel file that can store data, charts, and formulas. And for number 10, fill down, a feature that allows you to copy information in an active cell to another cell or range of cells selected vertically. Fill down copies the content of the active cell to the cells below it. For example, enter total in A1. Select A1, then drag the fill handle down to A5. Excel copies total into A2, A3, A4, and A5. And for the number 11 is fill right, a feature that allows you to copy information in an active cell to another cell or range of cells you have selected horizontally. For example, type path in A1. Select A1, then drag the fill handle to B1, C1, and D1. Excel copies pass into B1, C1, and D1. And then number 12 is formula, a combination of numbers and symbols used to express a calculation. For example, adds the values in A1 and B1 and multiplies the values in A1 and B1. That is a formula. And number 13 is formula bar, a command line above the worksheet where text, numbers, and formulas are entered into a worksheet. So, for example, click on C1, type A1 plus B1 and press enter. The formula bar will display A1 plus B1 even though C1 shows the result. And for number 14 is function, a drop-down menu item and a button on that standard toolbar that allows you to select a formula that you wish to apply to data in your worksheet. And number 15 is headings, the identifying letters and numbers for columns and rows. So columns are identified with letters, row with numbers. And for number 16 is label, the identifying name that reflects the information contained in a column or row in a worksheet, such as name or date. For example, in a student record sheet, the column A may have labels like name, age, and grade. And for number 17 is row. Row. In a worksheet, the horizontal spaces with the headings 1, 2, 3, and so on. And number 18 is sheet tabs. Tabs you see at the bottom of your workbook file labeled sheet 1 and 2, and so on. You can rename the tabs. They represent worksheets within the workbook. And number 19 is workbook, an Excel file that contains individual worksheets, also called a spreadsheet file. And for last, number 20 is a worksheet, a page within an Excel workbook that contains columns, rows and cells. For example, a monthly sales worksheet may have columns for product, price, and sales quantity. And now let's discuss operators, formulas, and functions. So, what is operators? Operators specify the type of calculation that you want to perform on elements in a formula, such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. In this article, you will learn the default order in which operators act upon the elements in a calculation. You will also learn that how to change this order by using parentheses. So the types of operators, there are 4, and that is arithmetic, comparison, text concatenation, and reference. So first is arithmetic operators or used for calculations. These operators help perform basic mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And the number 2 is the comparison operators used for comparing values. These are operators compare two values and return true or false based on the condition. And for number 3 is the text concatenation operator or use of joining text. This operator combines text from different cells or adds text to a value. And for last, a reference operator or used for referring to cells or ranges. These operators help select multiple cells for calculations. Uh, in summary, arithmetic operators perform math operations, comparison operators compare values and return true or false, and the text concatenation operator joins text together, and the last is reference operators or define cell ranges for calculations. And now for the basic formula and function. A formula is a custom mathematical expression that you create to calculate a value in a cell. It always begins with an equal sign. Uh, yes, it always begins with an equal sign. And the function is built on formula that performs a specific calculation automatically. Instead of writing a long formula, you can use function to simplify complex calculations. So a function is a predefined formula that performs calculations using specific values in a particular order. So Excel includes many common functions that can be used to um, quickly find the sum, average, count, minimum value, and minimum value for a range of cells. In order to use functions correctly, you will need to understand the different parts of a function and how to create arguments to calculate value and cells. And now, the parts of a function. In order to work correctly, a function must be written in a specific way, which is called the syntax. The basic syntax for a function is the equal sign, the function name, and one or more arguments. Arguments contain the information you want to calculate. The function is the example below would add the value of the cell range A1 to A20. To work properly, a function must follow a specific structure called syntax. The basic structure includes equal sign. Every function in Excel starts with an equal sign to tell Excel that a calculation is being performed. And function name, this is a built-in operation that Excel will perform such as sum, average, or max. And working with arguments, arguments can refer to both individual cells and cell ranges and must be enclosed within parentheses. You can include one argument or multiple arguments depending on the syntax required for the function. So, for example, this function average B1 to B9 would calculate the average of the values in the cell range B1 to B9. This function contains only one argument. And the commonly used functions is first is sum. This function adds all of the values of the cells in the argument, adds all the values in the given range. So for example, sum A1 to A5 adds the values in cells A1 to A5. So the second one is the average. This function determines the average of the values included in the argument. It calculates the sum of the cells and then divides that value by the number of cells in the argument. Calculates the average or the mean of the values in the range. So for number 3 is count. This function counts the number of cells with numerical data in the argument. This function is useful for quickly counting items in a cell range. Counts the number of cells with numerical values in the range. And for example, is count C1. Count how many cells in C1 to C10 contain numbers. And next is max. This function determines the highest cell value included in the argument. And last is min. MIN. This function determines the lowest cell value included in the argument. And now is the common errors in Excel formulas. So this symbol column is too narrow. If a column is too narrow to display the result, Excel may show this instead of the actual value. And the second one is the division by zero. Formula divides a number by zero. Black cells have a value of 0. This happens when a formula tries to divide a number by 0 or an empty cell, which is treated as 0. So next is formula. The formula contains a function name or cell that Excel does not recognize. Occurs when Excel does not recognize a function name, cell reference, or text in the formula. And next is the invalid cell reference. Formula refers to a cell that is not valid. This error appears when a formula refers to a deleted or moved cell. And next, the value or the invalid data type. Formula refers to a cell that Excel cannot use in calculations. Happens when a formula tries to perform a calculation with an invalid data type. For example, is adding text to numbers. And lastly, the circular reference formula refers to the cell containing the formula. Occurs when a formula refers to its own cell, causing an infinite loop. And that's all for the worksheet, tabs, and views.
So, good day everyone. My name is Princess Jaris Di Patricio, and I will be discussing about the Microsoft PowerPoint. And the part 1 is the screen elements, which is they have 12 elements in screen presentation, which is the number 1 is the File tab, or what we call file management. This area contains command for managing your presentation. For example, is clicking Save As. Let you save your presentation with a new name or a different location. Number 2 is the Quick Access toolbar, or what we call quick commands. This bar provides quick access to frequently used commands. Example is clicking the Save icon quickly saves your current work. Next one is the title bar. Title bar, or what we call program and presentation name. This displays the name of the program and the current presentation file name. For example, as you may see the PowerPoint dash presentation 1 displayed here. The number 4 is help display option, or what we call help and display control. This section provides access to help and option to control the program's display. For example, is if you click the help, opens the program's help documentation. The next one is the number 5 is ribbon, or the command center. This area contains many buttons and commands organized into tabs. Example is the home tab typically contains basic formatting options like font size and bullet points, and later on we will discuss about that. Number 6 is the Microsoft Account User Info, or what we call account access. This shows your account information and provide access to account settings. Example is clicking your account name might open a menu with options to sign out or change your account settings. Number 7 is the slide pane or slide editing. This shows a large view of the current slide for editing. Example, you would select a text box in the slide pane to edit the text within it. Number 8 is the thumbnail pane, or the slide navigation. This displays most provides previews of all slides numbered in order. Example, clicking a thumbnail allows you to quickly jump to the specific slide. The number 9 is the notes pane, or the presentation notes. This area is for writing notes to help you remember what to say during the presentation or the discussion. For example, you might write, explain the graph in detail as a reminder to you so that you can discuss it, or idea that you will discuss that presentation. Number 10 is the status bar or the presentation information. This bar displays information about your presentation. For example, it might show slide 3 of 10, indicating your current slide's position. Number 11 is the view shortcuts, or what we call view switching. This allows you to quickly switch between different presentation views. For example, is clicking the normal view shortcuts displays slides, notes, and outlines simultaneously. Number 12 is the zoom slider or the slide zoom. This lets you zoom in or out on a slide. For example, is dragging the zoom slider to the right zooms in, making the slide appear larger. Clicking the plus button also zooms in. So after that, and we are now proceed to the part 2, which is adding objects. The number 1 is adding the text box. So what we will do if we want to add a text box in our presentation. Number 1 is click insert tab. Number 2 is the click the text box in the text group. Number 3 is drag your mouse in the slide pane where you want your text box to be placed. Number 4 is type the information you want to appear in your text box. Next one is the adding a pictures to your insert tab. So click the insert tab, number 1, and number 2 is the click the pictures in the image group. Number 3 is a dialog box will appear, and number 4 is select the picture you want to include in the slide. So here the adding pictures through clicking in the slide pane. Here's the number 1 is in your blank slide pane, click the picture icon. Number 2 is that a dialog box will appear. Number 3 is select the picture you want to include in your slides, like that example. Next one is adding smart art. This number 1 is click insert tab. Number 2, click the smart art in the illustration group, and number 3 is a dialog box will appear. And number 4, choose the smart art you want to use and edit the text. And number 5, you may also click the smart art icon in the slide pane. Next one is adding a chart. By adding a chart, this is the following what will you do. Number 1 is click insert tab. Number 2 is click the chart in the illustration group, and number 3 is a dialog box will appear. And number 4, choose the chart you want to use and edit the text. And number 5, you may also click the chart icon in your slide pane. And the next one is adding a table. Number 1 is click the insert tab. Number 2 is click the table in tables group, and number 4 is choose the table format you want to use. And number 4 is you may also click the table icon in the slide pane. And next one is the adding a audio in your presentation. And number 1 is click the insert tab, and number 2 is click the audio in your media group. Number 3 is a dialog box will appear, and number 4 is choose the audio you want to use in your presentation. Next one is adding a video. Number 1 is click the insert tab. Number 2 is click the video in the media group, and number 3 a dialog box will appear, and number 4 choose the video file you want to add to your presentation, and number 5 you may also click the video icon in the slide pane. Next one is, the part 3 is adding designs to your presentation or to your PowerPoint. So, click the design tab. Next one is choose the theme you want under the themes group. And next one is how you modify your variants. Here's the step is click design tab, choose the variant you want under the variants group. Number 3 is customize according to your preference. And to modify your background, here's the following. What will you do is number 1 is click design tab. Number 2 is click the format background in the customize group. And number 3 is customize according to your preference. Part 4 is adding transition. By adding transition, click the transition tab and choose the transition you want under the transition to your slide group. The part 5 is applying animations to your PowerPoint. By applying animations to your PowerPoint, click the animation tab, choose the animation you want under the animation group. And part 6, the print presentation. Click the file and you will see the print here. Here's the example on the screen. Click the print and then after that you will see here on the copies. If you want, click the file. Number 2 is click the print. Number 3 is click the copies and put a number that you want, how many copies you print in your you want to print in your presentation. And number 4 is send to the printer or connect to your printer. Next one is click the full page slides. And number 6 is if you want your presentation to be colored on your print, is click the color so that your presentation will be colored on your print to your paper. And here's the example of here's the example of what you will do if you want to print your presentation. So next one is we proceed about the part 7 is the do's and don'ts, which is we topic about the fonts on your presentation. Don't use decorative fonts that are hard to read and small, and don't use all caps. And also don't use font smaller than 28 size. Do choose simple and large font that are easier to read, like New Times Roman, Calibri, and Arial. And also your fonts do vary font size, color, and style to draw attention, but avoid doing in all in one size. Next one is about the underline. Do not underline the all words on your presentation because your audience might consider it is hyperlink and it's hard to read. In your text, do not use too much information. Do use key points, follow the 5 lines rule, and also note that every slide presentation one idea. The next one is do not use too many pictures, images, or shapes in your presentation that are not related to your subject. Choose 1 or 2 images that match the messages. And also, do not use a graphics that will not understand your audience or your students. You might use the appropriate graphics that are easy to understand of your students or your audience. Next one is, don't go crazy with effects, sounds, and animation. Sounds can be distracting. And also, don't use complex background that compete with the message. Use a simple and effective background. And also, don't use a contrast color to your background and your words in your presentation. Next one, avoid to use many bullets in your presentation and wrong alignment. Remember that 4 to 5 bullets rule per slide. Generally use align left bullets, and also approximate 5 words per line, and keep it simple and understandable. And that's all the Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. Thank you!